Hi everyone, this is Jen. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making this cute little purse made out of watercolor paper. So we're going to actually use this purple piece to make a purse. We're going to come back and I'll show you how to do it. Alright, before I cut the paper and we start making our purse, I did want to show you that when I colored my watercolor paper, I let it sit and dry on its own, and by doing that it's bumpy and it's not very flat. So what I am doing is I'm taking my regular iron, I have it on like a medium setting, and looks like it's on the wool setting, and I'm just going over this. Now you got to keep it moving. You don't want to burn your paper, set it on fire, or do anything crazy like that. But by doing this, it's getting some of those bumps out of the middle of the paper where some of that water was sitting whenever it was drying. Now I do have a small little craft iron, and it looks like this. It was plugged in when I was trying it. It doesn't get hot enough to do what I was trying to do, so I had to switch over to the regular iron. But I've got it fairly flat, and I think it's a lot better now than it was. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it, and then we'll come back and make the purse. Before we make the purse, we have to cut the paper, and like I said, it is 11 by 15 inches, and I need a piece that is 7 by 15 inches. And my trimmer is not big enough to do this, so what I'm doing is I measured over 7 inches on the 11-inch side. I'm going to bring my square ruler over here, and I'm just going to take my razor blade, and once I get my square on top of my paper, I'm just going to take my razor blade and go against my ruler. And that's how I'm going to cut my 7 inches off. And then my smaller panels that I need, I can use my trimmer. So here's the pieces we're going to need for this project. You're going to need one long piece that is 7 by 15. That's for the body of the bag. Then you're going to need two side pieces. They're 5 inches by 3.5. The handle piece you're going to want to cut 2 inches by 11 inches. And then these small pieces are for the buckles that will be the closure for the purse. And the let's see, they're cut at 1 inch by 3 3/4, and then 4 by 1 1/4. So go ahead and take your 7 by 15 piece of watercolor paper, and at this point you're going to look at both ends and decide which one you want for the flap. So I chose the side on the left hand side. I want for my flap to fold over, so we're going to start there, and we're going to score at 1.5, then 2.5, 7.5, and 10. So even though your paper is 15 inches and it goes off of that 12-inch scoreboard, don't worry about it. These pieces here, what you're going to do is score 1/2 inch on the two long sides, and then 1/2 inch on one of the short sides. So on both pieces, both the long sides, you're going to score 1/2 inch in and one short side. And those, once again, are the sides of the bag. I'm just saying here that the watercolor paper, I watercolored on both sides of the paper on this purple piece because I wanted a little bit of watercolor on the inside. I thought that looked a little bit better. I'll end up putting some tissue paper on the inside as well before I actually hand this out with a gift inside. So we take the piece for the handle, and just to simplify things, if you just score on the 2-inch side at 1/2 inch and then 1 1/4, that's what you're going to need. We're going to actually fold those pieces in and make the handle like double layered. Let's go ahead and take the big piece, the body of the purse, reinforce those score lines, and then there you can see me kind of showing you what how that comes together. You're going to take your side pieces and just reinforce those score lines. And then once you have those reinforced, there's a couple corners in the bottom. You're going to cut those two corner pieces out, and you'll end up with the side flaps and the bottom flap for the side piece to your bag. So do that to both pieces. You're going to cut them out. You're going to grab your adhesive and apply adhesive to the right side of the paper. So I'm using some 1/2 inch score tape here, and I'm just putting some on all 3 of those flaps. And once again, this is the side of the purse. I have made so many of these in so many different kinds of sizes, so many different kinds of pattern paper, and I absolutely love them. So I'll be sharing more of these kinds of projects with you very soon. So let's go ahead and line this up. Remove the bottom piece of the adhesive backing. We're going to start with the bottom first, and then get that lined up. I hold the bottom of the piece there and kind of stick my head at table level and line everything up just like that. And then once I get it lined up, I will press it down by just kind of folding it down and giving it a nice little burnish once I have it stuck. And then for the sides, you're just going to peel off the adhesive backing, line up the sides of the flap, your score line there, with the side of the bag. Here I'm just telling you, if you want to stamp it, embellish it, do anything to it, you'll want to do that before you assemble the sides of the bag. It'll be so much easier if you do any kind of embellishing or stamping now versus when it's together. And you definitely cannot take it apart once it's together with this score tape, because once it sticks, it is stuck. So you see me here removing the adhesive backing from those side pieces, lining them up with the body of the purse, and then assembling the sides. And that's all there is to it. These go together very quickly, and they're so simple, so cute. You can embellish them in so many different ways. And with this being watercolor paper, it's extra thick. So go ahead and fold over the flap. Your purse is done now, but we're going to go ahead and embellish it. Let's round the corners on the flap, and then we're going to bring in our handle, fold over those pieces. We'll stick some score tape on there to get those flaps to stay down. And that just, you could do it single layer, but it's so much sturdier if you will just double over on your paper, your cardstock for your handle. It works out so much better. As you can see in that example, that's what I'm showing you. I did not on that first one, but then I learned that it works so much better if you double up on your handles. So I just took a straight edge and kind of rubbed against the handle just to give it a curvature. Now I'm going to take our little buckle pieces, and on one end I will use my corner rounder, and this is the front. On the back side, I do not round the corners, I just leave them straight. And we'll go ahead and attach these watercolor pieces to the just solid color pieces, and then put them on. So grab your score tape, adhesive of your choice, whatever glue you want to use, and like you're seeing here, you're just going to stick them on those solid colors. You do not have to double layer these, but I like the contrast of the pattern paper with the solid color. And then what I'll do is I actually grab my score buddy, I believe it's my small scoreboard, and I will score a 1/2 inch on that flat side just to give me some kind of a consistent measurement to go by on these buckles, so that I can fold it over the back and everything will be lined up evenly. And then I'll grab my score tape again, and we'll just put some score tape on the underside of those buckles, and this will be what sticks to the back of the purse. I will also, you'll see me in a minute, I believe, stick some adhesive on these buckles on that same side that I just put this adhesive on, and that will allow that to just stay permanent to the flap. And I think you'll see me do that here in a minute. So I'm just going to even these out, make sure that they are evenly spaced, and then reach in and press down to make sure that that adhesive is set on our purse. Give it a little burnish on our buckles just to make sure that everything looks good. And then here I'm going to go in with the adhesive, like I said, and just put a little bit. You could put this on before you attach these buckles, but I didn't think about it at the time. But it looks so much easier and just works so much better if you will just put a little extra adhesive and then attach it to the flap there, and then everything is good to go. Then what I'm going to do is take some Velcro. Let's see, we're going to do the handle first. So I go ahead and score 1/2 inch on either side of the handle, and we're going to place this on top of the purse. So we'll score 1/2 inch on each side. And not only are we going to attach these handles with adhesive, I'm going to actually end up putting some brads in for embellishing, for looks and for practical purposes of holding the handles on. So you'll see me do that here in a minute. So we'll just stick the handles on top of the bag, spacing them out evenly so that they're kind of the same point on each side. And then we'll go ahead and start embellishing here in a minute. I use Velcro dots to close the buckles. That's what our closure will be, our fastener will be rather. So we attached our handle, and then I believe I will grab the embellishments and we'll come right back. Alright, so I have some brads here, and what I've done was I've taken my just regular, it's just like an office supply brad, and I have hot glued a little rhinestone gem on them to bling them out a little bit. Now silver would have looked better, but I didn't have any silver brad, so gold is what I used. Just taking my hole punch and punching holes in where the handles are, where they attach to the top of the purse, and then I'm going to punch 2 holes just the same in the buckles here in a minute. I'm attaching the brads, gives it a little extra something something on the top. Looks really, really cute. I like these. And you know, you can really attach so many things to brads, especially using hot glue. You could also use that E6000 glue. Takes a little bit longer to set, but it's a permanent adhesive that works really well. So once I attach the brads to the buckles, pretty much most of our embellishing is done. This is a little metal embellishment piece, and I held it up to the middle of my purse where I'm going to put it, and I marked with a pencil where I wanted those holes to be so I could attach with mini brads this metal embellishment piece. So I'm punching holes, and I'm going to take some mini brads, run it through the embellishment piece, and then put it through my purse, attach it. We'll just do this exact same thing on the other side and line everything up. Grab the brad again, try it once more, put it through there and attach the brad. And then we are almost done. We're going to finish up by putting some Velcro on for closures. So here we go. We're going to grab the Velcro, and I got these Velcro dots at the Dollar Tree. I ended up, I will say, using hot glue on these Velcro dots because it just wasn't strong enough. Using the adhesive that's already on the Velcro dots just wasn't strong enough. They were pulling away from the paper. So after I made these, I ended up going back through and using some hot glue to attach them just so they would stay put. So that's basically all that there is to this purse. It's very durable, it's very thick, and it's super duper cute, and you can make it in so many different sizes. So if you stay tuned, you'll see me make the purse probably in about 5 different sizes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.